Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Friday, the 20th of August, 2021. Now, we have a game tomorrow, arguably a big game. We're still waiting for our first win of the season. It's been a tough start for Millwall so far. We got absolutely smashed against Fulham, even though we only lost 2-1. Could have been a lot worse, although we are in the second round of the Carabao Cup next Tuesday. And we've got this game tomorrow and then one more league game before we have a little bit of a break for the internationals. So hopefully we can get a few points on the board before then. But let's have a look at tomorrow's game now. This is the history of head-to-head against Millwall and Cardiff and Millwall. Now I've rejiggered it so it's all the Cardiff City versus Millwall games are at the top. And there you go, all up to tomorrow's one, 21 of August. And something you may or may not notice is, so there's quite a few games where we haven't won at Cardiff. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times we've travelled all the way to Cardiff and we have not won. Although, to be fair, we've only lost 2 of them. And of course, we've drawn the rest. Because we are draw specialists. That's what we do, especially under Gary Rowett. And you can see here the last 4 in a row. This is an anomaly. Maybe someone's figured out, well, if we're travelling all this fucking way, let's try not to lose. And that ends up in draw. 4 draws in a row. 2015, 0-0. 17, 0-0. 2019 on Boxing Day, 1-1. And then 30th of January 2021, 1-1. 4 draws in a row. Now, will it be 5 draws in a row by tomorrow? The odds of that are probably highly unlikely. And you got to think getting a win will be unlikely. So the most obvious outcome you would expect would be to lose the game. Which would be unfortunate and could see us in the bottom 3 of the table, even though it's early doors. It's only what is it, four games by then, but still, we would not be looking good to be in the bottom 3 after 4 games, especially with teams like Derby in the league. So you can see here we haven't won much at Cardiff City, and going all the way back to 1930. March 1930. Cardiff were actually a pretty big team back in the day. They were like top team in Wales. They did quite well in the lower leagues, and we didn't really play them much. In the 50s they were big. You can see here we played them in 1948, and then we didn't play them again until 1967. It's because they stayed in the top 2 leagues, I believe, and we kind of fell off and went down a bit. So, but you can see travelling to Wales, we won in 1937, and then we didn't win again until 1971, and then 1974, 1975. So 70s was quite good for travelling to Wales, and then didn't win again. So from 1975 to 1997, that was in the Auto Windscreen Shield. 1-2-0, and then 2003 we won, 2005 we won, and then no wins in all the 8 and 9 games since then. So you could say we're overdue a win. You could say that, or you could say it doesn't look good for Millwall. Not very good place to go to be a Millwall fan. So let's have a what do the experts say? What does David Prutton say? So this is from SkySports.com and David Prutton. Let's go all the way down. Well, he predicted the Bristol City game. Let's see what he said there, because we know the result of that. Oh, so he got that one wrong. He predicted Bristol City would win that, and they actually lost 1-0. We know that now, as the game has been played. So let's go down. Where is Millwall? Where is Millwall? Where is Millwall? Where are Millwall? We're all the way at the bottom, and he predicts Cardiff 2, Millwall a 1. So he's going not another draw. And the next obvious thing after the draw would be Cardiff win. So he's doing that. Okay, so let's now have a look at whoscored.com. What do they say? And what's the lineup? So possible lineups here. They've gone for that from Millwall. Possibly, probably. I can see changes again because, like I said, especially with midweek games, Gary Rowett's not going to play the same team 2 times in a row, and Marlon Romeo was very, very poor. Well, you could say it was against Fulham, and you could say, why would Gary Rowett put Marlon Romeo against Fulham when he hasn't played that much? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so they're saying Evans will come back in, and then McNamara will come back in. But the rest will be much the same. Here you go. So let's see who's missing for them. Kieran Brown, Mark McGuinness. For us, Mason Bennett, Shaun Hutchinson. Okay. Team news. Kiefer Moore continued to build up his fitness in midweek with another substitute appearances, and a Welsh international could return to the starting 11 this weekend. So Kiefer Moore hasn't been playing. That's might be a blessing for us, although he probably will come in and score a hat-trick against us or some nonsense like that. Sod's Law and all. Centre-backs Kieran Brown and Mark McGuinness are our home side's only confirmed absentees. Ryan Leonard was handed a start against Fulham but could drop back to the bench here, with George Evans likely to return. Marlon Romeo is still rebuilding his fitness following the injury layoff, so Dan McNamara could return to the starting 11 on Saturday. I know it's not going to happen, but I don't see why Matt Smith can't start. I mean, Afobe is looking pretty gassed out, playing every game so far, hasn't he? Even the Portsmouth game he played, he's got to rest sometime. So you would imagine now, if he doesn't, you would like to see, probably Bradshaw will probably come in for him though, because there's no way that he's going to start Matt Smith. But and you can see, if you look on the right here, look at the table. They're 9th with 5 points. We're 20th with 2 points, no wins yet. They haven't been beaten yet, so they've drawn 2. So could that be an omen for the draw? Both teams have drawn 2 games so far out of 3. Maybe a 5th draw in a row. Why not? Why not? So let's go down here. Cardiff have drawn their last 7 matches against Millwall in all competitions. So despite those 4 draws against, so the other games must have been draws as well, the games at Millwall. So Cardiff have drawn in their last 7 matches against Millwall in all competitions. That is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Cardiff have seen under 2.5 goals in 11 of their last 12 matches against Millwall in all competitions. So what they're saying is, under 2.5 is basically less than 3 goals. It's not 2-1. It's either 1-0 to either side, or 1-1, not 2 or 0-0, but never 2-1, because 2-1 would be 3 goals. So not a lot of scoring in the last. Well, that's just for Cardiff though. So that's just for Cardiff, I think. Oh no, that's both teams, no. Yeah. Cardiff are undefeated in their last 9 matches. Oh, that's troubling to hear. Or maybe they're due. Maybe they're due. Maybe it's time. Millwall are undefeated in their last 8 matches against Cardiff in all competitions. Wow, okay. So despite what I just showed you, well, let's have a look at that. Let's go back and look at that. So let's go back and look at the, let's sort it by date. Get down to the nitty gritty. And let me just get rid of fucking Jurgen Klopp there. Looking all weird without his glasses on. Wow, so there you go, look. Even the games at Millwall have been draws. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. None of these teams want to win this fucking game. Cardiff, Millwall, Millwall, Cardiff. Draws all the way, going back to 2015. In 2014, we won. and then going back to then 2005. So it's even worse for Millwall when you chuck in your home games against Cardiff. Only 2 wins since 2004, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 19 games. 2 wins in 19 games for Millwall, home and away to Cardiff. Okay, damn, that is fucking hell. Jesus. So yeah, Millwall are undefeated in the last 8 matches against Cardiff. So we're undefeated, but we just can't win. Prediction. Cardiff look to be heading for a shock defeat on the road against Championship new boys Peterborough midweek before centre-back Aidan Fleet's late brace rescued a point for the Bluebirds. So they needed a centre-back to score 2 goals to get them out of the shit there. Interesting. Mick McCarthy's side are unbeaten so far this season, but have drawn 2 of their first 3 in the league. Millwall conceded twice inside the first 8 minutes against London rivals Fulham on Tuesday night as they were outclassed on home turf by one of the promotion favourites. Gary outside have claimed just 2 points from their opening 3 league games and face another tough test here. And they predict as well Cardiff 2, Millwall 1. So they predict Cardiff 2, Millwall 1. Which is the same as David Prutton, and a couple of, was it last week, they both got the Blackburn Rovers result correct. They said it would be 1-1. They both got that right. So are they both going to be right now? Depends, doesn't it? Depends what team Gary Rowett puts out and what he tries to do. I imagine we're not going to be gung-ho, but we're probably going to play one up front again. But if it's a failure, I mean, he can't have much energy left. He needs to refresh now. They might wait until after this game, and then he'll be out of the picture for the game midweek, and then come back for Blackpool. But he just looked like he needed a little rest against Fulham. He was nearly as slow as Matt Smith. So I mean, bring Bradshaw in, do something. Maybe bring Matt Smith on and just have Jed Wallace playing off of Matt Smith. Don't know what's happening. We'll see when the team comes out, and then I'll make my expectations on the result at 2 o'clock tomorrow when I find out what the team is. And what crazy decisions Gary Rowett's come up with. So we'll see if they're right. Or it'll be another draw. Now, if I was to say anything now, I'd probably say it's going to be 0-0 because we ain't got much going forward, and we're probably going to try and defend. And if Kiefer Moore isn't fit and not firing on all cylinders, I imagine we could, even though Hutchinson is missing, I imagine we could keep Cardiff a clean sheet against Cardiff. I can't see why not. So that is the Cardiff City preview for tomorrow's game. I'm going to move on now. Now I switched it around. Normally in these videos I do the news things first and then the preview at the end, but I'm doing the preview first, and I'm going to bring you some of the stories that were published today. So they do interviews on Thursday and Friday for the press. So this is from news@den.co.uk, and it's about Bart Piakowski. It says for the long haul, Mills Biakowski has no intention of allowing new backup an opportunity. Bartosz Biakowski has no intention of allowing George Long a glimpse of his number 1 jersey, and says he wants to play as long as possible as he heads into his mid-30s. Biakowski, 34, agreed a contract extension until 2023 last week and is in his 3rd season as Mill's first-choice goalkeeper. The former Southampton and Ipswich ex-Poland international hasn't missed a minute of Championship action since he replaced Frank Fielding 3 minutes before half-time in the opening game of the 2019-20 season. Long, who joined after Fielding left in the summer, wasn't shy in stating his ambition is to play at the top level. Long is 7 years younger than Biakowski and made his debut in a 2-1 win over Portsmouth in the 2nd round of the EFL Cup. Biakowski kept the joint highest number of league clean sheets in his first season and joint 3rd highest in 2021-17. It's always nice to have the faith of the manager, but I think I've shown it on the pitch, Biakowski said. I deserve that number 1 spot. Listen, when you're enjoying your football, it's totally different. You're playing with confidence, and it's that simple, really. Long is a great goalie, great lad. He's competitive and he's always working. We train hard, he's pushing. Every single player wants to play and he's no different. But I'm not just going to let him do that. I'm going to keep improving, keep working hard so I can keep my spot. Lee Turner, the goalkeeper coach, is working us very hard during the week. That's all you can do. Keep trying to improve all the time. I want to play as long as I can. I'm fit and healthy. I'm looking after myself and I like to think very well. I'm very happy here. I'm enjoying my football. It was really a no-brainer for me to sign an extension. As soon as I heard the club wanted to extend my contract, I didn't have to think about it, to be honest. I said I was happy to stay, happy to extend my deal, and I'm looking forward to the future. You always want to improve. My aim was to keep improving every single day. Obviously, it would be nice to beat my clean sheet record, but it's not always down to me. It's always down to every single one of us. Defensively, in the last 2 seasons, we've been very solid. The credit has to go to every single one of us. Not only to me, as much as I would like to keep clean sheets in every single game, I know it's not going to happen. Our aim is to go into games determined not to concede goals. Biakowski believes boss Gary Wright has strengthened the squad in the summer. George Saville rejoined from Middlesbrough, and Ben Kofobi scored the first goal of his loan spell from Stoke in a 2-1 defeat to Fulham on Tuesday evening. Biakowski has also been impressed with another new recruit in front of him, Northern Ireland international Daniel Ballard on loan from Arsenal. Biakowski said he's unbelievable. He's such a young lad, but he played very well last season for Blackpool. He won promotion. You can see he's playing with confidence. He's such a talented boy. He's working hard as well. He's got the mindset to push forward and he wants to achieve big things. I'm sure he's going to do that. We're lucky we got him because he's going to be a big player for us. He's probably going to be a big player for a Premier League club, Arsenal or wherever. What the gaffer has done this season is added quality into the team. Everyone can see that. They're quality players. Savage brilliant on the ball. Benneker's a great finisher. He just needs balls into the box and he's going to take them. He's showing out on the training pitch. We've got quality. We've added quality. So we should be positive about the future. We've had spells during games when we've shown we can play very well. Obviously, you're not going to play well for the full 90 minutes. Other teams are going to have spells. We just need to take our chances, maybe be more clinical and positive. Scotty and Jed showed us on Saturday that they're brilliant, they're positive-minded, they want to go forward, put the balls into the box and create chances. Indeed. One thing that I did notice against Portsmouth, watching from the stands, which I thought was a bit off, to be honest with you. I noticed Biakowski was training in goal as if he was the main goalkeeper, but he wasn't starting that night. George Long was starting, and I would have thought George Long should be the prime focus of the warming up on the pitch if he's starting, but he was kind of off to the side a bit, which I thought was a bit off, to be honest with you. I know he's not trying to let him get in there, but I mean, we're trying to win that game, and we need the players properly warmed up and focused on knowing what they're going to do. So I did notice that. I thought that was a bit off, but clearly he's not trying to. He doesn't want to lose his place, so you got to respect that. Let's move on now to this. This is Gary Rowett from the londonnewsonline.co.uk, which is South London Press's online website. Millwall boss on the missing link in this transfer window and why Mahoney missed out on squad for Fulham. So a lot of fans were saying, where's Mahoney? He's not in the squad. It would have been good for him to come on. So Gary Rowett would like to add one more attacker to his Millwall squad before the transfer window shuts on August 31. The Lions have less than 2 weeks before the cut-off for deals, but look likely to need to offload at least a couple of fringe players to free up funds. Midfielder Ben Thompson and striker John Daddy Budvarsson, the most likely move as the former, has had interest from League One clubs including Portsmouth, but they are only offering to pay a small percentage of his salary. And there was rumours today that John Daddy Budvarsson may be going to the north, to the ice cold north. No, not Iceland. Motherwell. Motherwell FC apparently are interested in Jon Daddy Budvarsson but they're not paying a lot of his wages, so I imagine if it does go through, it'll go through very late as we wait to see if anyone will pay any more wages than Motherwell are willing to pay. So that's just one of the rumours that broke today. Winger Conor Mahoney did not make their matchday 18 for Tuesday night's 2-1 loss to Fulham. The The former Bournemouth man had played just 23 minutes of football this season, coming on against Portsmouth in the EFL Cup. Asked about Mahoney, Rowett replied, "In fairness to Conte, he probably has not had as much opportunity in games as he would like, or some people would like. I have to judge everything on what I see daily. I have to pick the team based on what I see every day. Those are the tough decisions we have to make. He'll get his opportunity, and what he's got to do is take it like any player who is not in the starting 11. Millwall brought in 5 players in the window, with 2 of those, Daniel Ballard and Beninkovic, on season-long loans. Rowett has a target lined up if he is given the green light. I want someone who will be the creative link between midfield and attack, someone who's going to open up the final third a little bit with a bit of skill and movement. We've got solid back 5 and 2 good athletic wing backs. South is probably better coming from deep and making runs from deep. We have got 2 mobile forwards. What we need is 2 mobile forwards. Who are they? Phoebe ain't that mobile. What we need is someone in between. We've lacked in a tiny bit of spark in a couple of games when you really want it. Even though we played well against Blackburn, we lacked that little bit of something to go past someone. When Scotty Malone gets into the final third, I think something is going to happen. We want to open up things for Beninkovic and Jed Wallace to bring them to life. Rowett was yesterday set to show his players footage from the Derby reverse to Fulham with the display of Fabio Carvalho featuring. Fulham's ability was one thing, but also the way they ran, said the Lions boss. Pictured below, there were several times where Carvalho was chasing Marlon Romeo 70 yards up the pitch. He wins the ball and then he runs the other way just as quick. I've been in the division for 7 or 8 years and they are as good a side as I've seen. Even though we scored late, they could have been out of sight. We competed well at times, but we didn't compete for long enough periods. Well, we competed when we actually had 2 strikers on the pitch. Even though Jed Wallace went a bit soft when he got moved to the right wing and didn't really play as well, when there were 2 strikers on the pitch, we actually played a lot better. So we'll see how that fares going forward. Moving on now to this story which broke. So apparently he had the scan on Monday, Shaun Hutchinson, and they were waiting for the results. So the results have come back and now we know. Millwall boss Gary Rowett gives more detail on Shaun Hutchinson's absence. Shaun Hutchinson, like, don't you know, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, and even though doesn't really, he's pretty solid, doesn't really stand out that much. When he's not there, it's noticeable. I mean, I imagine him not being there probably makes the likelihood of conceding at least 1 goal a lot more higher. Indeed. Shaun Hutchinson is set to be out to October with his quad injury. October. So they said initially until September, but it's going to be out September as well. So it begins. The injuries. Mason Bennett first before the season's even begun. And now Shaun Hutchinson to October. Just what we did not need or want. Because if we've got injuries at the start of the season, and that affects the team, which Shaun Hutchinson's injury will do, it will affect the results, and the results will go poorly, which means we will be at the wrong end of the table, which will leave a cloud hanging over everyone, and kind of just kill the season off before it's even begun, which is opposite of last season where we were doing well, we got up there, and then the injuries come and we fell off massively. So could be a long old season now, could be a very, very long old season. So the Millwall centre-back, who had sat out Saturday's 1-1 home draw against Blackburn with the issue, went for a scan on Monday. Hutchinson, pictured above, did not feature for the midweek visit of his former club Fulham. He is a key player for us, as we saw towards the end of last season when he was unavailable. And it's really disappointing news, said linesman Ed Garrow. We went from him feeling nearly fit for the game to a scan saying he will be out for 6 or 7 weeks. It's a situation you don't want to be dealing with 2 games in a week. Over the last year, it seems to be that we are getting key injuries at the wrong time, and that's something, of course, that we will look at. Hutch is a big loss, but hopefully he's back stronger, and he might not miss more than 4 or 5 games because the international break's coming up. It is what it is. You can only try and pick the team that you are not affected by it. But he's integral to what we want in the middle of the back three. That's where I want to see him this year. He has that little bit more pace, power, and aggression. We're going to miss someone like that. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Could be a massive, massive difference in terms of points and winning games. Because if he's not there, we're less likely to keep a clean sheet. If we're less likely to keep a clean sheet, we're less likely to win because our strikers cannot score goals. So if our strikers can't score goal, we're going to need to winning games 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. If we can't keep a clean sheet, the best we can do out of a game is 1-1. Because our strikers cannot score 2 goals. It is beyond them with the way we play. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, so this is absolutely devastating. It could be a rough couple of months, August and September. And then, like they said, international break. So Daniel Ballard, I imagine, will go to Northern Ireland. Can you imagine if he gets injured while he's away on international break? God help us, it will be game over, won't it? Alex Pearce will have to come in. It will be an absolute disaster. Anyway, on that note, on that happy note, thank you for watching. Goodbye.